On the uptick. Mid-game is in, gates closed. And they're off, and Jim McKay, Maryland Million Day. Alpha Q going for the early lead. He's a shooter at the outside. Samoa Sunset gets position in third. And over toward the inside, the three path of the first turn run. On My World is next. Followed on the outside by Clubman. Three deep around the turn. Back to Beltway Bob is next in line. And the inside there is Pretty Good Year. Racing now about 7 lengths off the pace as they round that first turn. So it's Alpha Q showing the way a couple of lengths. He's a shooter racing in the second spot. Samoa Sunset On My World. Beltway Bob on the inside, just 3 lengths from the front, followed on the outside by Clubman, who's only about 4 or 5 from that lead as well, and trying to improve deep on the outside. Pretty Good Year is followed by Prince of Portland and Elementary. Dr. Ferber racing to the back of the pack with Mint Game, then back to Beach Traffic and Super E, and trailing the field is Seville Row in 14th. Heading now with the far turn, 20 lengths from front to back. The pacemaker is Alpha Q. Alpha Q is the one to catch, has the lead by a length and trying to hold on there, and he's a shooter putting pressure on. Samui Sunset on the outside, 3 wide. Samui Sunset trying to come with He's a Shooter. Those two now going on 3 furlongs left to the line. In the meantime, Beltway Bob tries to move on down toward the inside as they reach the top of the stretch. Samui Sunset and He's a Shooter head to head for the lead. Just in behind them, Beltway Bob trying to get out of that traffic and does, out in the clear now. Beltway Bob out the center of the track trying to level off. And also down to the inside trying to come on Pretty Good Year. Pretty Good Year's in between horses. And also Seville Row has improved tremendously for the back of the pack. Seville Row, who is way back on the far outside. Super E! Super E's coming. Super E on the far outside. Here's Super E. Photo finish. Beltway Bob and Super E. And a frantic finish. Samui Sunset was right there with Seville Row. Rapid response. Carlos Lopez outside. 7 furlongs. And they're off. No Fooling Dude out for that early speed, and the Wolfman with a sharp break in the second flight now, and Commanding General moving up inside into third position, followed by Laddie Liam, who travels in fourth off the speed in between horses. Tauber getting going now down the backstretch run. No More Talk is next, and Rapid Response settles about the 4 path. Another 3 lengths back in the field, back to Tom Terrific. After that is Made the Journey, then Tommy Shelby. Notion to Tap It, and trailing the field is Oxide well back, heading into the far turn run. Now with 4 furlongs left to go, No Fooling Dude with the Wolfman getting closer, a half length behind in second. On the outside there is Tauber in third position, Commanding General riding the rail, No More Talk, and followed by Laddie Liam ridden along, has 6 to make up midpoint on the turn. And then it's another 3 back to Tom Terrific. It's followed by Tommy Shelby, and then Notion to tap it and made the journey. Top of the stretch, they make the turn for home. The Wolfman! The Wolfman is the leader. The Wolfman turns in from Tauber on the outside in second. No Fooling Dude is in third. Commanding General driven in the 4th spot. Down to the inside is Tommy Shelby to try to pick up a share with 1 furlong left to go. It's the Wolfman going strong. The Wolfman's in front. The Wolfman by 3 with a 16th left. Here's the Wolfman. The Wolfman. And Jevion Toledo to win it by 4. No Fooling Dude was second and Tauber was third, followed by Tommy Shelby and then maybe Laddie Liam on the outside.
When we started adding protocols, the first thing we knew we wanted to do was to add veterinarians watching training. We really had to look at all of the opportunities that we had to impact horse safety, controlling medication and training, which had never been done, investing in cutting-edge diagnostic techniques, decreasing the amount of medication that was in the horse on race day. Right now it's training, but we're checking horses that are racing on Saturday. Thank you. You're all right, sweetie. I feel like we are changing things for the better.
Right now, it's basically just being present. We do examine various horses in the days leading up to it. Race day, it's every horse. We're watching the horses, how they warm up. Now they've got weight on their back. We're on different surface. We're still following the horses. All the horses look good during their warm-up, sound ready to run.
I truly feel like we are moving the sport forward. The horses are better for it. We've really changed to focus on putting horses at the center and being the most important part of the equation.
Grateful Bread is 3-5. Off of the Maryland Million Turf Sprint. Varies fast to the outside. There's Boss Man JJ firing up Island Philo, and Synergy Stars in the mix, and Sky's Not Falling down to the inside. And they are followed by Pick and See Glasses in between horses. 3 from Speed and Rock the Boat. Grateful Bread is second to last at this point. Grateful Bread now 6-7 off the pace, and trailing the field is Showtime Cat. Boss Man JJ into the far turn run as Sky's Not Falling picks up on the outside along with Island Philo. They're second and third, and Rock the Boat has moved into fourth fourth position, right off the trio of leaders. Grateful Bread, and a bit of traffic there as to angle to the outside. And they're into the stretch. A quarter of a mile left to go to the second wire finish. Sky's Not Falling striking a narrow lead. Sky's Not Falling. Grateful Bread still with plenty to do. Sky's Not Falling's in front. Sky's Not Falling. Rock the Boat leveling off and chasing home. And then Bossman JJ is in third. No fire from Grateful Bread. Showtime Cat firing through, trying to get into the show spot. Down to the final 16th of a mile. Sky's Not Falling and Rock the Boat. Sky's Not Falling to do it. Sky's Not Falling and Rock the Boat. Showtime Cat third.
Sky's Not Falling in the Maryland Turf Sprint with Mike Trombetta. Mike, the 2022 opener didn't go quite as planned. How concerned were you coming in for today?
Well, we had some setbacks with this guy early in the spring, and he needed a break. He had a shin splint that was bothering him, and we had a late start getting going, and that race was just used to get a race under him and get ready for this.
Now, when those gates opened and there was a little bit of slammage going on, what was going through your head when you saw those gates open?
Well, you always worry about that, but I think Paco had it in his head that he wanted to jump into the race.
And that was my next question. Uncharacteristically, near on the lead, what were your thoughts when that was happening?
Honestly, I left it up to him, and he already saw that there was only one or two speed horses, and he didn't want to get buried down inside.
And finally, you just missed it last year. How does it feel to get the title this year?
It's been a long year. It's good he turned it around.
Coming back with a vengeance, Sky's Not Falling. The skies opened up for him and Mike Trombetta here in the Maryland Turf Sprint.
Wild Hunch just went favored. They're off. Off in the Maryland Million Nursery. Johnny Z from Albany firing out of the front. Pay Me in Gold is in a second spot. Here in between horses is Bandit's Heart now moving into second. Tis No Clown, Wild Hunch on the outside pushing along to fourth, and Heldish back in fifth. Followed by Lost Weekend is in between horses in sixth position. Bo's Bourbon down to the inside heading into the turn. And the outside is next Indy Bound, who's about four deep into the turn, improving just a tad. As they round that far turn, Pride of Peyton is in the back of the pack with Best Sugar Daddy Ever and Pay Damian Goals dropped out to last position. 3/8 to go. Johnny Z from Albany in front. Johnny Z from Albany, Heldish in hot pursuit there for the second spot. Then Wild Hunches third to the far outside. And next is Lost Weekend on the move there, ridden along from fourth, has 5 to make up. It followed by Indy, Bound, and Tis No Clown. They're into the stretch. Johnny Z from Albany's pouring it on. Johnny Z from Albany coming to the final furlong, opens up now 3-4 lengths on Heldish in second. Down inside is Lost Weekend, trying to hold on to third. The outside is Wild Hunch. Here's Johnny Z. Johnny Z from Albany. Johnny Z from Albany scores in the Maryland Million Nursery. Heldish was second. It's going to be very close there. Third photo. Minute 11.35.
Johnny Z's from Albany takes it to him in this year's Maryland Million Nursery, joined by jockey Georgie Ruiz, trainer Dale Capilano, owner Breener Chip Reed. Georgie, let's start with you. You got out of the gate, got to the front. First time you've ridden this one. How are you feeling going down the backside?
Yes, the planner is going in front and my horse respond very well. I say thank you, Dale Capuano, for chance for second Maryland Nursery. Last year I win for Kenny Cahanocian. Now for yeah. Thank you, thank you, the owner. Thank you.
It was big win, first time on. Johnny Z's from Albany. Dale, impressive first time out when he won at the Laurel. The Pimlico race, I was a little disappointed with him. How did you feel coming out of the Pimlico race, and how did you adjust since then?
Well, I was a little disappointed too, but the horse that he ran with is a really good horse, and they went really fast, and he just didn't hold on for second. So I thought, you know, he's going to be okay. And then we ran back here in the slop, and I thought we were in a good spot, and we hooked another ship here. That's a pretty nice horse, I believe. So far we've beaten the Maryland horses, so I'm happy.
Now, he got to the front today. He's always been very, very well placed. Was that the plan? Did it just happen that way? And when it happened, I'm pretty sure you were probably happy you like it out there.
Well, that's one of the good things about him. He has broke well at every start, and Jorge knows what to do. He gets a good break is what I wanted. He did, and he was out there, and I was very pleased.
It was a good-looking effort. Chip Reed, owner, breeder. Let's talk first of all, Johnny Z from Albany, the name. Where does that one come from?
Well, we go to Saratoga every year. Henry Hoke, who's my partner, and Mike Z, who's a partner in a lot of my horses. And his brother always met us at the airport and had subs and beer for us and so on. And unfortunately, he passed a year ago. And so we named it in his honor. It's John Zanella from Albany. So all the people in Albany that are watching, you know, it was for you and John and Mike and everybody. So that's how the name came about.
I'm sure there's a big audience up there in upstate New York. Monster Sleeping, yeah. Huge mare, huge race mare. You owned her, you bred this one. How rewarding?
Oh, it's great. You know, the mom won 2 races here, won the Maryland Million twice. So we were hoping that the son took after the mom, and today he did. So we're very happy and very fortunate.
So far, so good for Johnny Z's from Albany, your Maryland Million Nursery winner.
And they're off. Targe is sent hard for the lead on the inside. Targe down to the inside of the outside. There's Summer Velvet in between horses. Unrequited Love is mixing it up too, along with Bonfire Diva. And Sick Pack Sarah's moving through in that second flight. Sick Pack Sarah chasing now. Unrequited Love's just in front. Unrequited Love in front from Bonfire Diva. Summer Velvet on the outside. Down to the inside, Targe is hustled up there and kept close. Sick Pack Sarah racing along, settles in fifth position. And it's a gap of 3 to Utterly Enchanting and Betcha by Golly side by side. They are 7 lengths from the pace. Spanakopita follows that one, heading into the far turn run as they round that turn now. And then to the outside is Chica Rabiosa, still double digits from the front into the turn. Sheriff's Kid is next. And then Dulce Kiara racing on the inside. The back of the pack is Marvelous with a lot to do. Marvelous is third to last at this point and start with a bang. And bells will be ringing. They reach now the 5/16 pole and 2.5 furlongs left to go. Unrequited Love's in front from Summer Velvet on the outside. A gap of 6 lengths. Sick Pack Sarah's racing in third. Start with a bang has the widest run of them all as they're into the stretch with a furlong and a half left to go. Into the stretch, and it is still Unrequited Love hanging on to the lead, and Marvelous has made a big move for the back of the pack and surging to the front. Marvelous now in the final furlong, powering away by 3. Start with a bang is second. Here is Marvelous. Marvelous to take it under Jorge Ruiz for a Maryland Million Double. It's Marvelous over Start with a Bang, and then a Sheriff's Kid at Unrequited Love and Betcha by Golly. Ready for the Maryland Million, ladies? And they're off in the ladies. Clean break from My Thoughts, Maldives Model. Here goes on the outside. I'm now taking the lead. I'm Getting There. And I'm Getting There is up to grab the lead from My Thoughts down to the inside, trying to rate back a little bit. A double Fireball on the far outside is coming to join the front end as well. And they're followed by Gal's Gal, the 2-path racing in fourth. Coconut Cake is followed by Maldives Model, who's about mid-pack into that first turn run. Amplio Esquema is next. My Dixie Lass is in between horses, and Mosala second to last. And Game Stonks trailing the field. Game Stonks about 13 to 14 off that pace. Now set by Double Fireball. Double Fireball, I'm Getting There. Back in the second spot, and then it's Gal's Gal on the outside, and My Thoughts racing in fourth. Coconut Cake out the outside there in fifth, and Maldives Models in between horses and a little bit tight as they journey now with about 4.5 furlongs left to go and head on for the far turn run. Back to Umosala, My Dixie Lass still in between runners, and Amplio Esquema and Game Stonks still in the back of the pack. Double Fireball Double Fireball, the one to catch as they head into the far turn. Leads it by a couple of lengths. Double Fireball in front from I'm getting there in second. Coconut Cake's called on for run on the outside, racing third position. And then to the outside, Masala starting to run on two. Masala 3 wide bid there from fourth. Followed by Gal's Gallows in between horses fifth. My Thoughts is next in sixth. And back to Maldives Model next. Then to the outside is My Dixie Last. They make the turn for home. Double Fireball, Coconut Cake. I'm getting there racing down to the inside. Also now My Thoughts is also battling away but losing a bit of ground with the final furlong. Coconut Cake up to Double Fireball. Double Fireball is digging in. Double Fireball down to the inside, determined. Double Fireball, Coconut Cake, Double Fireball, and the thriller Amplio Schema closing late to the outside. It's Coconut Cake from Double Fireball, a red a big one. Amplio Schema was next, followed by My Dixie Lass. Distaff. And they're off. Brewery just a beat slow to begin there. Malibu Beauty showing early foot with Wicked Hot, and she is Fille d'Esprit up on the inside moving forward. Malibu Beauty, Fille d'Esprit, the two leaders, as Wicked Hot will settle right off them in third position. Fool Yourself on the far outside, up close in fourth. Got a 2.5, and Courageous Girl, Bourbon Wildcat out wide. Summer Odds is on the inside, and Sweet Gracie second to last. Slow starting Brewery last, has about 16 to 17 to make up. Malibu Beauty sets an honest pace up front, leads Fool Yourself and Fille d'Esprit third to the inside. Bourbon Wildcat, here's Wicked Hot traveling in fifth now with a half mile left to go. Courageous Girl, Sweet Gracie, Summer Odds down to the inside, only 7 to the front. Another 3 or 4 lengths back at Brewery trailing the field. Malibu Beauty from Fool Yourself, the lead about a half length, 3 furlongs out from the line. Bourbon Wildcat and Fille d'Esprit still very much in it there in fourth. Sweet Gracie, Summer Odds is beginning to run on too. Summer Odds racing down to the inside. Top of the stretch now, Malibu Beauty's in front. Fool Yourself, Fille d'Esprit now coming with a run. Fille d'Esprit kicks one off the inside with Malibu Beauty, and Summer Odds down to the inside. Center track is Sweet Gracie trying to pick up a share, and Bourbon Wildcat in between horses, followed by Wicked Hot, a furlong left to go. Fille d'Esprit from Malibu Beauty the lead 2 lengths. Sweet Gracie's trying to close to the far outside, but time has run out. Fille d'Esprit and the Maryland Million Distaff of the Fille d'Esprit will do it with the X-Man. Malibu Beauty was second, and third was Sweet Gracie, and followed by Bourbon Wildcat.
With Jerry Robb for Fee to Speed in the Distaff. She drew the inside rail, Jerry. When you saw her behind Malibu Beauty, were you worried at all that Malibu Beauty was going to shake away with it?
I was worried just because of the position we were in, but I thought once he got clear, he would be okay. I was a little worried on the turn when the reins went loose and she backed up a little bit, but she picked it up when he grabbed her.
She fired right back once Xavier re-engaged her. Now this filly, she's taking you on quite a trip. She's winner of her division in the match series. Today, what does this mean here for you today?
We pointed all year to the Maryland Million, and it means a lot.
A lot of emotions going on here. Jerry, just big time congratulations. It's a huge win for the barn, for the team. That is Fee d'Esprit for the Maryland Million Distaff.
Presented by Springtime Natural Equine Supplements. Off in the Lassie, Flamingo Face stumbled there at the start. Basarati very quick out to the front. Skylar's Sister right there, and on the inside, Electric Rod. Skylar's Sister, Electric Rod vying for second. Basarati's got the lead though. Here's Chicky Ness, the favorite on the outside, moving up, and Chicky Ness now just taking that third spot. Cocktail Dreaming settles in the fifth position, and 5,2's over to the inside to save ground for the turn run. Synergy's Electra, Diamond Sue is next, and back of the pack we have Blome, followed by Precious Avery and Shell Bell, and Flamingo Phase in the back. Into the far turn they go, and 17 lengths covers front to back. Basarati's blazing right along, a half length in front from Skylar's Sister in second. Chicky Ness is coming under a drive there in third position. Cocktail Dreaming on the outside in fourth, and 5,2 is next in fifth. Then the outside is Synergy's Electric Rod. They're into the stretch, and it's Basarati. Basarati's trying to hold sway from Skylar's Sister. Chicky Ness has been under a ride there throughout since the turn, but now coming with a game run on the far outside. Chicky Ness out in the center. Basarati, Skylar's Sister, Chicky Ness closing into the outside. Skylar's Sister, Chicky Ness brave and coming to the lead. Chicky Ness in front. Chicky Ness will score by a couple of lengths. Skylar's Sister was second. Basarati third. Synergy's Electra, and 5,2 in the Maryland Million. Lassie. Minute 12.58. Off of the Maryland Million turf. So Street, first to show. Wicked Prankster with that early speed. The outside two is a Nick Papa Giorgio. And so it's going to be pacemaking. Up front, Wicked Prankster from Nick Papa Giorgio. So Street in third. Crabs and Beer on the outside, up close to the pace as they move around that first turn. Benny Havens is next in line. Up against it about 3 deep into the turn run. They're followed by Street Copper. Midnight Hauler. Cannon's Roar is next. Rum Jar on the inside. Nicky Bear racing to the back of the pack with John G. and Mr. D'Angelo, who is last of them all. 15-16 lengths will cover the field. Wicked Prankster leads. Not much pressure for Wicked Prankster. Nick Papa Giorgio is a length behind in second, and Crabs and Beers in third. So Street is fourth, and Benny Havens on the outside in fifth. Up against it, Street Copper is next on the inside, trying to make some headway. Street Copper now 6 from the pace, heading into the far turn run. Midnight Hauler called on for a little more, but still some 9 from the front. Rum Jar is on the inside, followed by Nicky Bear. Cannon's Roar to the back of the pack with John G. and Mr. D'Angelo trailing the field. 3 to go. Wicked Prankster, Nick Papa Giorgio, and Crabs and Beer on the scene on the far outside. So Street is next. Street Copper is now trying to surge up there 3 deep, and Benny Havens is also right there, suddenly wide open. Wicked Prankster still daring the field to catch Crabs and Beer. Nick Papa Giorgio on the outside is Street Copper, followed by So Street and Rum Jar on the scene late for a share. Coming to the final furlong, Wicked Prankster is digging down. Crabs and Beer, Street Copper on the outside, 3 chances with yards to go. Wicked Prankster! Wicked Prankster pulls it off. It's close second. Street Copper, Crabs and Beer. And then it was another photo. Midnight Hauler, John G.
Absolute joyous chaos here in the winner's circle at Laurel Park as Wicked Prankster takes down the Maryland Million turf. Sammy, I'm going to take a big assist here. I said in pre-race, coming off a layoff, big win, 5 days rest. I don't see it. I was wrong. Happy to be wrong. Tell me about the confidence you had to come back on this short rest.
Oh, I think because he was already off for like 3.5 months, so I figure if he work a week before, it's not gonna hurt him. It's not like he was running like every 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, instead of breeze him last week, we just run him and then get him ready for this race.
Old school. I'm one of those guys who really appreciates that. I'd rather race a horse into a race than work him and work him and work him and give him 8-10 weeks in between races. It seemed to work for Wicked Prankster this afternoon.
Yeah, and I want to say thanks to RC Park Racing Stable for sticking with me, although they're not here to enjoy this with me, but angels are real. So love to RC Park, the Park family.
And I have one other question. This might be the most important question of the day. Is the red stripe going to be rolling tonight?
Well, they say we have a champagne toast after this, so we're going to drink Red Stripe later.
Very good. Congratulations, Wicked Prankster, winner of this year's Maryland Million Turf.
Always in a hurry. In the off of the Maryland Million Sprint. Sharp beginning there for Karen's Notion and the favorite for the Love of Bourbon. Memory Bouquet's got early speed in between horses and Airport firing up on the inside too. Redeem Eddie is fifth out of the inside, followed outside by Always in a Hurry, just 5 from that pace. Next is Golden Eyes, Treasure Tradition, Whiskey and You racing to the back of the pack with Going to the Lead, who has to close in from last now. 9 or 10 lengths will cover them into the far turn. Airport and Karen's Notion 1-2. Airport the neck in front down to the rail. Karen's Notion on the outside for the Love of Bourbon and Memory Bouquet. The next pair, they're just 3 from the front. Then Golden Eyes and Always in a Hurry next. And the outside is a Treasure, a Tradition. And in between horses, Whiskey and You trying to improve now. Has 8 to make up at the top of the lane. There's this long shot as they make the turn for home. And it's Airport, asks for a full kick. Airport just in front for the Love of Bourbon. Karen's Notion in between horses. Golden Eyes on the far outside. And then it's Memory Bouquet and Whiskey and You and Always in a Hurry deep on the outside. They're coming to the final furlong now. And here's for the Love of Bourbon, forging clear from Karen's Notion. It's for the Love of Bourbon and Paco Lopez to take the Maryland Million Sprint. Karen's Notion always in a hurry. Then in between horses, there was Whiskey and You in that photo as well. And they're off in the Maryland Million Classic. Torch of Truth just a beat slow to go there. Van Scholars, Prendimi on the outside, and Ain't to Beer Cold is right up close to. Monday Morning Quarterback on the far outside, caught 5 deep into that first turn run. Our Nation on Parade also wide around that turn run as they sort. So around the turn they roll. Monday Morning Quarterback intent on the lead for that outside draw. Now grabs it from Prendimi in second, and Van Scholars is in third. Our Nation on Parade. The Poser, Ain't to Beer Cold is next. Double Crown settles in about a half dozen. From the Pacemaker up front, then Tappin' Cat down to the inside. Torch of Truth. Late running Virginia, Afula, and Corcelli. They're in the back of the pack. They're in about a dozen from front to back. Racing down the back stretch now, and the pace set by Monday Morning Quarterback with last year's winner Prendimi on the outside. And so it's 2020 winner Monday Morning Quarterback, Prendimi last year's winner on the outside, and Van Scholars right there in third, and the Poser racing fourth. Our Nation on Parade is fifth in striking range of the speed. Double Crown is called on for run just past. Ain't a Beer Cold out of the inside. Torch of Truth and Tappin' Cat racing side by side. Virginia, Fulla, and Corcelli trailing the field into the far turn. 3/8 of a mile to go. Monday Morning Quarterback. Monday Quarterback in front. 3 furlongs out from the line. And Our Nation on Parade takes a run on the outside. These two get away now from Prendimi. Double Crown is in fourth. Then the Poser is next, followed by Ain't a Beer Cold and Van Scholars down to the inside. Turning for home in the Maryland Million Classic, and Our Nation on Parade sweeps up to the lead and pops away. Opens up 2 lengths now in upper stretch. Our Nation on Parade and Jamie Rodriguez, they're 3 in front. They're almost 4 in front. Van Scholars on the inside trying to run on for a share. The Poser on the far outside is Double Crown, but it's Our Nation on Parade in full flight now in the Maryland Million Classic. A convincing winner indeed. Under Jamie Rodriguez, Van Scholars was second, and the Poser was third, and Double Crown, followed by Monday Morning Quarterback and Prendimi. Minute 51.78, the running time.
The Maryland Million Classic presents Our Nation on Parade, who paraded right across that wire first. Jamie, first of all, how was your plan going into the race, and did that plan unfold kind of like you thought it would be?
Really, honestly, no plan. The horse is pretty versatile. Go to the front, come off it. I left it up to Jock, and he put him in a good position to win and got good results.
Got good results indeed. So tell me a little bit about this backstory of how you got this horse from the Midwest and brought this horse back over to the East Coast.
Well, I got a little bit lucky. I've always been watching this horse, and he come up for claim at Churchill, and the owner called me and said, yeah, looks like a great horse, plus he's Maryland Million, so it's a kicker. So we dropped the claim. We won a 5-way shake, so we got lucky, but he's did great, and the plan comes to fruition sometimes.
It certainly did. When did you first start clocking on this horse?
Well, I've known him for when he ran out here. Just a quick funny story. I used to have the mare, and I gave the mare away to the breeder, so I've always had a little bit of a connection to the horse, and it kind of comes full circle. So I've known the horse for a long time. I watched him run in fairgrounds, and finally got a chance to get him back home to Maryland.
That's precisely it. How cool is it that this horse won the Nursery back in 2019 and you bring him back to win the Classic?
Yeah, I'm just glad the horse is back in Maryland. He's a Maryland bred. He needs to be here and hopefully be here for good from now on.
And speaking of being here in Maryland, what does it mean to win the big race here on Maryland's Day of Racing?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we had a good day. We won a couple races. My daughter won the pony race. So everything's went good. The horse is running well. We're Maryland residents. We have a farm in Maryland. We're breeders. So this is our big day. So all the work we do and 2 in the morning with the mares and stuff, this is what it's all about.
This is what it's all about. Thank you so much for your support of Maryland racing. Jamie Ness's day here in Maryland tops it right off with a nice win in the Classic.
And they're off. Red wine time slow to begin. Firing out is Glossamer for the early lead, and Please Marry Me on the far outside. They're going to go to the front now. Please Marry Me quick, and opens up a couple of lengths and over toward the inside into the turn from Glossamer. Second spot and brushing in the pink silks out 3 wide into the turn. Mosler's Image down to the rail as they round that turn. In between horses is Pounding Music. 5 or 6 on the pace up front that's quick. It's 3 or 4 back. Evangeline alone, followed by Mo Fire on the outside. And back to Downtown Katie. The favorite is double digits from the front. Inside of that is Dry Well. And back to Red Wine Time, Love My Cat. And Foxtrot Seville is last a long way. Got to be 27 lengths off that pace up ahead. They race down the backstretch now, quick pace. And it is Please Marry Me up top from Glossamer. The lead is a half length. Getting closer, Mosler's Image is in third and Pounding Music in between horses fourth. Brushing the pink silks, racing fifth to the outside. It's 2 more lengths to Evangeline along is next. And Dry Well trying to improve on the inside there. And Mo Fire next. And behind that is Dry Well, who's tipping at a 2-path. And the outside, Downtown Katie's on the move. Here comes Downtown Katie. Downtown Katie rolling widest of them all. Watch that red cap of Downtown Katie looming up on the extreme outside. Fifth and now fourth, top of the stretch. They make the turn for home. Glossamer, Downtown Katie on the extreme outside tries to loop them. Pounding Music gets a good run down to the inside too to make 3 right across the course. About a furlong left to go. Down inside is Pounding Music. Glossamer, Downtown Katie on the far outside there. And Evangeline along taking fourth. Back in fifth is Mosler's Image. Extreme outside, Downtown Katie continues to kick. Pounding Music, photo finish. Heart pounding finish. Pounding Music, Downtown Katie. And then it was Mosler's Image in the photo with Evangeline along there. And Glossamer. Minute 44.36.